Good evening. Welcome to Husky football. Oh, what a difference a week makes. If you haven't heard, Arizona beat UCLA. Washington shut out USC 24-0 yesterday. And all at once, Washington's back on the top of the conference, and they lead the race to the Rose Bowl right now. That must make you feel pretty good with one game to go.
Well, it was a great win, obviously, Bruce. It's been a tight race. It seems like each week there's a new team that's supposed to be in the driver's seat, but it's still not over.
Proud of your defense, though, because of the way they played yesterday. Shutting out USC. They hadn't been shut out since in the 60s.
Well, from a weather standpoint, it was kind of an ugly day, and it was a great day to play defense. Both defensive teams played well, but as you mentioned, I'm very proud of the way ours played.
Now, this is a big win for you, too, because it's your 100th career win as a coach. Now, did you think about that before the ball game at all?
The only time I thought about it was when I read it in the newspapers. In fact, I had not given it any thought, and one of our players, right before we went into the locker room after the game, congratulated me on number 100, and then it dawned on me again that, well, we got 100 in 1983. You got it in 83. You'd love to get 101 in 1983, too. We'll be back with the opening kickoff of the Washington-USC game right after this. He wins the toss. They elect to receive. Huskies to kick it off, and Jaeger just drills it into the end zone. Did you mention at all the Arizona-UCLA game before you came out? No, the only thing we talked about during the week about that game was don't worry about it. Worry about the one you can do something about.
You did something about this one. Salisbury going to the air right away, and it was incomplete, broken up by Krakowski.
Joe and Tim Yammer both probably could have intercepted that ball.
2nd and 10 at the 20. Harper to the left side. Get an indication what kind of game this is going to be.
Yeah, Garnett, right at the point of attack, did a great job, and Lynn Madsen also came over from the middle guard position to make a great play.
USC a penalty. 3rd and 14 now at the 16. Harper only 3. So it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Trojans right away, and you're going to get excellent field position.
That's Ronnie Holmes' tackle, and that was one of many for Ron. He had just an outstanding day.
Richardson punts the ball out of bounds at the 32. Washington takes over the kick for 32. Washington takes over 1st and 10 at the 49. Hines on a pitch to the left side, and you can see what kind of game it was going to be. There were 8 fumbles in the game, and both teams lost 6 of them. Lucky to get this back.
Again, getting linemen around the point of attack. Dennis Maher does a great job. There's just no excuse ever to fumble. You've got to protect the football.
Is that just a helmet got to the ball?
Well, there was contact on the ball, but it really doesn't matter. There's no excuse for it. You got to hold on to it.
You got to hang on to it. Maher gets it back. 2nd and 5 at the 46. Walt Hunt for 5.
Good tough running there by Walt behind Brosey and Dodson.
1st and 10 now at the 41. A crazy play. Patterson, flea flicker to Green. It will be incomplete. Why this one? You been working on this for a while?
Well, we just wanted to show the alumni that we had a tricky play.
Was that it? 2nd and 10 at the 41. Valor throwing to Patterson. This one out of bounds.
Again, this is one we've got to complete. Mark just lost sight of the sideline, and it's one that, like I say, we had enough things done right that we should have gotten a completion there.
Fleur throws to Hunt over the middle. He will pick up 7. But as you can see, he's going to be short of the 1st down marker. It'll bring up 4th and 3 at the 34. And Jaeger comes in, attempts a 51-yard field goal. You see the kick is up, and it will be wide, just wide to the left.
That's left all the way. But he had plenty of distance, no question about that. But so we missed a great opportunity to score.
How much it affected the weather had?
Well, it was probably the toughest on the kickers and the throwers. When you put the ball up in the air at all, it had an effect on it.
Cornwell out Salisbury to Cornwell, incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Harper, left in, breaks the tackle, goes for 13 yards. That looks like SC of old.
Yeah, that's the old toss sweep. Bestie Jackson, Jimmy Rogers on the tackle, and we had maybe a missed tackle up there closer, but it was blocked pretty well by SC.
1st and 10 at the 47. Salisbury throwing, and I thought Tim Meamber might have that one.
Well, this is a tight end delayed route, so he sets up and blocks for 2 or 3 counts. Now he just is ready to take off, and he slips. So Tim Meamber again almost made an interception.
2nd and 10 at the 47 for USC. How good are the Trojans now, as you see Harper run for 4?
Well, I think they probably can run the ball. Maybe they don't have the great one back that they've always had, but they've got good running backs. They're probably not throwing the ball quite as well as they have at times in the past.
Oh, good hit there.
Very good play by Freddie Small.
Get a chance to see this play again on 3rd and 6.
Fred was blocked. He just came off the block. You can get it off the block right there with the tight end, and it makes a real solid tackle.
4th down for USC. Again, there's going to be a holding penalty against USC. Obviously, you're going to decline it, bring up 4th and 5 at the 48. Richardson, again to kick again, not the strongest kicker in the world. This is a 35-yarder. And to Danny Green, who is in for Michael Collins.
Well, Danny started as a punt receiver, and of course Michael missed the game. Might say this about Richardson: he was one of the top punters in the league coming in. He had 41.
That's right, he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, it's the weather. It's just having to kick with all that wind, and it's tough.
Here's Hines. He'll break it for 22. Almost gone.
Well, we get outside on a sweep ourselves. They're not the only one that can run that toss sweep. So you see McMallory pulling there, get a piece of the linebacker. It's a good block on the outside, and just gets tripped up by Joey Browner.
22 yards and a first down at the Washington 39. You come back with Hines in the sprint draw, this time for 4. Those linebackers are big.
Yeah, good block by Dennis Maher.
Second
Should have been about a 5 or 6 yard game if they hit so hard. They held it to 4. It's a quick screen out to David Stransky, and 13-yard gain, so it's a good second down play for us.
First and 10 for Washington now at the 44, the SC 44. Hines on a delay. He spins away and gets 6.
Now we have a counter off tackle, and we missed a block. We had a great hole there, and if we pick up that linebacker at the point of attack, there's no telling what we might make on it.
Second and 4. Stransky had a good catch for 15.
Sprint out pass, and Steve Poor did a great job. Our principal receiver was covered on the boundary, and Steve looked back and found David.
First and 10 at the 23 rather. Great shot down the middle to Green for 17.
But you're
going to have a penalty again.
Tough to take all that punishment and not get 17-yard gain, but we've got an illegal motion play, and we just were not set before we started our motion, and the problem is Steve's got to see it, but he's also hurrying because he's worried about the clock. So everybody's just got to do a little better job.
First and 15. Take away the play at the 28. Pallor, I'll throw a little screen to the outside. You don't see a screen too much, and you don't throw a screen too often. The Hines position.
Well, we felt like coming into this year we had to be a better screen team. Actually, we started going into the Aloha Bowl, and we've worked hard on screens. Last couple of weeks we've had screens that I think could have gotten more. I hear Steve scrambles on a play and scores, but we're guilty of a holding infraction, and to be frank with you, I can't see it in our film. I hope maybe I can pick it up here. I won't be quite as disappointed. Yeah, there's Walt Hunt's a little careless with his right hand, but he didn't call it on Walt. Word we got, he called it on one of the linemen.
Oh, he did?
So
take away the touchdown.
And that's a critical penalty from our standpoint.
Well, it is, because you have to get down and get something out of this. You missed 2 opportunities to score now. And it's going to take the ball back to the 33, second and 20 there.
Now we come back and throw an interception, and this really hurts us again. We've got so much confidence, Steve, and we're going to throw down here. He cannot throw the interception. We've just got to protect the football.
Good play by the linebacker. Just gets it not quite high enough. Isn't that right?
That's right, Bruce.
Okay, I picked up on that. I could see that. Wait, we had a good angle. That's what our cameras do.
And right back with a great defensive play by Timmy Amber. He steps inside of a blocker on the toss sweep and throws Harper for a 2-yard loss.
You see it here again.
Again, very seldom you see on their sweep, you see people free like that.
Second and 12 now at the 18. You bring everybody. Great play.
Oh, Ronnie Holmes, as I mentioned, he just had a great day. That's one of the more outstanding days. It's kind of like Vesty Jackson's game last week at corner. Ron Holmes had one of those at tackle this week.
Great play against Salisbury. 11-yard
loss. Yeah.
So third and 23 now, back at the 7-yard line. You've got them going in the right direction. That's for 3 yards.
Isolation play, and Lynn Madsen just made a great play there. You got to get great plays. Holmes also in on that tackle.
So you hold 4th and 20. Richardson, this time a 42-yard kick. The ball will roll dead, and the first quarter, well, there's no more action in the first quarter. Comes to a close. No score. Nothing between Washington and USC in the first quarter. But what do you think now? Now, your team's able to move the football against SC, but you haven't taken advantage of a couple of breaks.
I think the key thing is that we feel confident. We've held them. We've moved the ball, and what we've done is we've lost a couple of good opportunities to score.
And you can't let those get away against the Trojans.
Not too many times.
We'll be back with the second quarter right after. Out of 59,000 plus on hand to watch the game. This, the third series of the second quarter. USC with the ball. Salisbury throwing deep, man wide open, 37-yard gain.
And that was the best play of the day, I think, for SC. They did a good job. They took a man and put him down into the corner for motion, and they had the split receiver running the post, and Vesty Jackson just followed the split receiver in a little bit too far. And in a play like that, he's got the middle of that zone. He's got to stay in it.
37-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the Washington 21. Harper for only 1.
Come back and just get a great play again by Holmes and Meamber, and that's the thing you got to do. When you give up a big play, you got to come back and get one yourself.
2nd and 9 at the 20. Harper hit by Holmes again.
It's solid again, you know. Just a great play by Ronnie, and he actually got the ball out. And it's just, you can see it come out, and he's on a slant charge. It's out now, and you know, he's just in great shape.
Oh, he picks up the fumble. You get the football and stop the drive.
Big turnover for us.
1st and 10 for Washington now at their own 23. Pallure takes his time. Danny Green over the middle for 11.
Yeah, he sticks a curl route, puts it in there for 11 yards. As you mentioned, it's a good throw.
Jock Robinson, who's seen very little action of late, in the ball game now, and he runs for 9.
Jock was moved up to number 2 last week, the number 2 tailback, because Cookie Jackson had an infection and missed some practice. But so Jock is running good. He got a lot of running room right there. Running backs like to see that kind of a hole.
Walt Hunt fights his way for 5, gets a 1st down out to 48.
You know, Walt's just been a hammer for us in there. Good run for him.
Back to Jock again for 7. Brought the crowd alive.
Fine blocks by Maher and Mallory, just outstanding blocks.
2nd and 3. Robinson, this time for 4.
That's just an off-tackle play. But, the 2nd and 3, 4 yards, good gain. That's 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 41. Fleur rolls to the outside. You can see why he's effective, because he can run with the ball, gets the 1st down.
Well, you know, that's a great thing there that Steve, you know, reads. It's a pass. He's got 2 receivers to look at. And they're both covered. Our outside people do a good job of blocking. You know, we've got the corner sealed for him. There's the block right there by Walt Hunt and Lance Dodson. So Steve can get out there and run, and he gets another good block out by the receiver and picks up the key 1st down. Doesn't even take a hit. That's a nice thing.
Don't get him hurt. 1st and 10 at the 30. Jock Robinson for 9 more.
Rosie, Ernest, and Dodson, all good blocks again. Just, you know, we got things on a roll right here.
2nd and 1, and the ball comes loose.
It landed right in Dennis Maher's hand, but again, I guess he lost it in there. Maybe we can see it a little bit better. But again, he's got good control here. They come in there and put the helmet on it. That's what you call a contact fumble right there.
Mm-hmm. The ball bounces right down. Maher is right there.
Yeah, you just can't reach out and get it.
It's going the wrong way.
Now it's underneath him, and it's lost, so it's SC's going to get it.
Trojans get the ball. 1st and 10 at the Washington 20.
Tackled by Stu Hill, and we've got him on an inside charge.
Only 3. 2nd and 7 at the 23.
Sort of a bootleg play, and they're going to go deep again. You know, they really tried to hurt J.C. Pearson. They knew our left cornerbacks were all injured, and of course he had a sprained ankle and missed a lot of work. So they threw deep out there a lot. Of course, it cost them a couple interceptions.
Here's J.C., who didn't play last week against Arizona, and what a great interception that was.
That's excellent concentration when you have to go up in a crowd like that. It's fine play.
Washington stops USC again. Pallure going to be hit this time. Trying to get out of trouble. He's going to lose a couple. He took pretty good pop.
Yeah, in that situation, we just have him throw the ball away rather than take the hit. You know, we don't need to have him take that punishment. But he's had success scrambling, and you can see why he does it. And here he runs again.
He likes to run, I think.
Yeah, he's got the ability to make people miss and get upfield. Picks up 5 right there.
3rd and 7 at the 40. Comes Del Rio in from the backside, and he's going to get him for a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, that's a big loss, and again, we would rather not be taking these losses. And you know, the thing that he's got to do is read blitz, which he did, but now just throw it away. The primary receiver's not there. You're not going to have time to go to number 2 or number 3.
And just get rid of it instead of taking the 10-yard loss. 4th and 17. That's easier said than done sometimes.
Especially from the studio here.
Oh, I was going to say, very easy to say here. Thane Cleland a punt. Fair catch, no return. Punt of only 30. Now, SC will take over 1st and 10 at their own 40. Here you come again.
Get a sack here and get the ball out. It's just another great turnover. Browning gets a hit, I believe, from behind, and Ron Holmes going to get the sack, or get the recovered fumble.
Here you see Browning coming up from the backside, right here. The ball's going to be knocked loose.
Good hit right there by Dean Browning. And you see, part of this is a coverage turnover, a coverage sack. That's when your secondary guys have good coverage, you know, you get some sacks.
And they can't throw the ball right away.
Works hand in hand. That was not a blitz, it was just a 4-man rush.
Now, defense saying, come on, offense, move the football. Robinson for 6.
Well, another good 1st down play, and Maher and Brozy again with solid blocks.
2nd and 4 at the 30. Ooh.
Nothing there that time. We ran a trap, and we just could not pick up the linebacker.
Okay, 3rd and 3 at the 29. Pallure to throw to Patterson. Now, this is going to be ruled incomplete.
Yeah, you know, and the guy right there rules it complete.
That's right.
And he's looking right at the play. You know, that's what I can't understand. You know, why another official 30 yards away would think that he saw something that the guy sitting on the play. You know, if this guy was obstructed from view, I could understand this.
Now, is it complete or incomplete here? He's down with the ball.
He's got it. All the way. Now, you know, the key thing is that the guy that called this incomplete had no vision of that play. And that's what infuriates me at times.
You settle for a field goal. You made your point.
I'm a cool down.
Jager gets the field goal. Washington leads it by a score of 3-0. Now, a minute 30 to play here in the second quarter. Huskies on top. Jager to kick it off and get a chance to run this one back.
Well, with the wind, he just didn't get it down there, but we got excellent coverage. It's only a 14-yard return. Ron Hadley and Jim Moore made the tackle.
1st and 10 now at the 20. Crutcher now in. Tailback, he's going to get 2. Oh,
a very solid hit by Vince Albritton, and of course Ron Holmes came in and added a little bit more punishment on the tackle.
2nd and 8.
Holmes free again. Joe Krakowski trips up Crutcher after an 8-yard gain.
The 1st and 10 for SC at the 30. Time running out in the half. Salisbury, this time, he's just going to run out of bounds.
Again, he's just trying to kill the clock.
And he's not a great runner.
They've not got a lot of time left.
2nd and 10 at the 30. Crutcher's going to fumble the football, and Stuart Hill's going to be there and get it back for Washington.
Oh, just this incredible amount of turnovers by our defense, and it's 10 in 2 weeks.
You see Crutcher now. Big hole. And did the foot knock it loose?
Yeah, it looked like just got a little contact with
the foot, Meamber's foot, I think.
Whipped around there, and again, get to the football, and good things will happen. It always does.
1st and 10 for Washington now. Pallure to Stransky in the end zone. He overthrows it.
Well, this is the pass play that we had up when we went for the touchdown. We just same play, just went to a different receiver.
Hines on a delay for 5.
Well, it looks like now that what we're going to be fortunate to do is just settle for a field goal.
So 3rd and 5 at the 31. But this changes your mind. Pallure back. Del Rio's after him. An 8-yard loss.
And we can't take it. You know, it's not a blitz. It's just a 4-man rush. The receiver's not there. Throw it away.
So you decided should have kicked the field goal with 3 seconds to go and a half. Throw this pass. That's a pretty good decision.
Yeah, excellent decision.
That's a great thing. But doesn't that go against all logic?
Well, you know, just in my situation, by being on the sideline, it's a terrible day. Swirling winds, and it's going to be a 57-yarder. And I think that Jeff could have made it. But I thought it was a lot of pressure on him. I thought that this pattern right here that our offensive staff put in for SC might have a better chance for a completion. Of course, Danny did a great job. Steve first threw it in there. Danny made a great catch and an outstanding run.
He really did. Cutting to the outside, getting around the blockers, and once he was able to turn the corner, putting on a burst of speed and going in to score. And that place just came alive.
Oh, yeah, and that's what we had to do with the sellout crowd is give them something to cheer about. Light them up, and you'll probably have that play in the highlights.
I would think that play will probably be in the highlights. Jager adds the extra point, and as the Huskies head for the locker room, you see they lead by a score of 10-0. And as you said, that really makes a difference when you're running up that tunnel and going in to the locker room.
Gigantic lift for the whole team, both offensively and defensively.
We'll be back, have our halftime feature, and talk about that play and what happens at halftime. Now, the Husky All-Americans from the past. The man we focus on this week, the first All-American from the Don James era. What? When you watch the Miami Dolphins play on national television, keep an eye on number 60, because that's former Husky All-American Jeff Taves. The 6'3", 260-pound Taves was a second-round draft choice of the Dolphins in 1978, and has been an important part of their football team ever since. But his success on the field comes as no surprise, because he comes from a family of outstanding football players.
Good things. I mean, my brother's gotten 4 Super Bowl championship rings, and I've been to the Super Bowl. And Tim has been an All-American, academic All-American, and there's been a lot of success in football in this family.
The Taves family grew up in this home in San Jose. And as you might expect, there are pictures and awards in the living room wall of the 3 boys who have made their mark in the athletic world. Jeff was part of Don James' first recruiting class at Washington, and it was offensive coordinator Bob Stull who arranged for Jeff to visit the campus for the first time, and he was impressed.
And I knew right then that I wanted to come, and so I told him I was going to come. And then all the way back to the airport, he goes, "Now, are you sure you want to come? You know, are you sure you want to do this?" And I said, yeah, don't worry about it. I told you I was going to come, and that's my final word. And even up to, he kept calling to to reaffirm the fact that, yes, I was going to come to Washington. So that's how I ended up there.
Jeff, number 63, is a Husky, says his 4 years at Washington were even better than he'd hoped they would be, helping the Huskies win the conference championship in the Rose Bowl in the 1977 season and being named a team captain in 1978. But after opening that 1977 season with 3 losses in the first 4 games, he admits there were some frustrating moments.
I just came off that field, and I remember Marshall Cromer. He used to play, and he'd say, he was yelling, "Why do we lose? Why do we lose?" And I was thinking, this is going to be just horrendous. And I could see on James's face that he was just, he was just beside himself. He didn't know what to think about it. And I'll never forget going in the next game we played after we lost to Syracuse. It was either Syracuse or Indiana we lost to. I think it was Syracuse. And he said, "Fellas, we're 1-3, and we're going into Pac-10. We're going to play Oregon." And it wasn't like, let's turn it around. It was like, we've got to turn it around. It was like, you know, behind the scenes, like, you know, I got a house to pay for. We must turn this thing around kind of thing. We got the message. And we beat them 54-0. And then we beat Stanford the next week. And we beat them soundly. And then we beat, I think it was Oregon State, and we were on our way. And that was, we were the hottest team in the country at the end of the year. I don't think anybody could have beaten us that year.
Jeff played in his first Super Bowl last season, but he says the Rose Bowl appearance against Michigan and the build-up surrounding it is still the most exciting time in his career, although he admits the Super Bowl wasn't bad.
It hasn't even hit. I mean, the fact that we did play in the Super Bowl and the fact that we lost hit very soon. But, you know, it's the kind of thing that a lot of guys never experience in their careers, and they play a long time. But we were very lucky to at least make it there, and hopefully next time around we'll come up on the flip side.
Jeff and his wife Kathy and 2-year-old Ashley are building a new home just outside Miami. That will also be the home of their favorite pet, a pet bird by the name of Birdie. Jeff, who would love to move back to the Northwest when his playing days are over, says he keeps up with Husky football, but still has trouble understanding the loss to the Cougars last year.
My friend, John Giesler, he's my best friend on the football team. We played against each other. He was on Michigan's team when they lost, and we were on the championship team. And when Michigan, we were all set for another Rose Bowl confrontation with Washington and Michigan, and we had a big dinner riding on it, and if they ever got there. But I imagine that's kind of still a sore spot up there, so I better not go into that too much.
When did you find out about that loss, and what was your reaction?
Oh, hey, the night before a ball game, Saturday nights, we always watch a little film before we hit the hay with the Dolphins. And about 8 o'clock, as everybody's getting in, and Coach Shule is up in front, the scores of the day are, you know, kind of talked about because there's so many different guys and stuff. And, you know, the coach is going, "Hey, did you hear what happened to your team?" I go, "You know, what?" And they go, "She lost, you know, Washington State beat them." I said, "It can't be. It just can't be." But sure enough, it happened. And here I'm going back into it again, but we had a great record when I was there against all the Northwest schools. We never lost to any of them. And there were some really close games, but it's too bad.
Okay.
James is probably turning over right now watching.
You turning over watching this right now? You remember that one. You get another chance this year, this time around, with Washington State, which is really going to be something next week.
Well, it'll be an exciting week. Again, as I've mentioned all along, it's great being in the conference race, the championship race, the 8th week, 9th week, 10th week. Now here we are, the 11th week, so it'll be an exciting week of preparation.
In the locker room with that 10-0 lead over USC, and knowing that if you go on and win this game, that you're in the driver's seat for the Rose Bowl right now with 1 game to go. What did you tell your players, and what was the feeling there?
Well, the key thing at halftime is for everybody to realize it's not over, that a lot of things can happen, and you've got to go out and play 30 more minutes of solid football. From a defensive standpoint, we elected to get a double safety back on the punt, so we had to make some adjustments, put Mo Hill out there in the field and take another player off. And offensively, there were some things there, but a lot of times on our pulls, we were getting our down block and our trap, but we were not getting the linebacker, and I don't think we had to change. I think we just tried to get a little better execution.
Well, I'll tell you, the changes worked in the second half. We'll be back to show you that. As you see, the umbrellas come out for a very wet second half. Washington will receive the football with that 10-0 lead, and you couldn't be in a better position than that right now.
Well, we've got the ball, but we fumble it, and it really hurts us from getting a kickoff return set up. We do get the ball back 12 yards and fortunately recover it.
So 1st and 10 at the 21. The freshman, Rick Fennian at fullback right now, goes for 1.
They've got Del Rio on a charge, and so they hit a call. We didn't.
2nd and 9 at the 22. Pallor. Now he's going to keep it this time.
Well, this was that quick screen, and he did a good job of not throwing that ball. We left, our offensive tackle left his man too quick, and he was upfield. So it cut down the passing lane for Steve.
Ball batted away. It's going to bring up 4th down. Trojan's going to get the football right away.
So we're 3 and out, so Cleveland will come in, and he'll hit a 42-yard kick.
He needed a good one. He got a good one for you right here.
This was an excellent punt.
Fair catch by Haynes, and USC will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34. Now, do you expect the Trojans to do anything really different?
We're still in it, so we didn't think that we've done enough with the scoreboard to alter their plan yet. You know, they've still got to feel that they can run the ball, which they did here for 6 yards, Small and Hill on the tackle.
2nd and 4 at the 40. Harper for 7.
They come after us pretty good now. They've got the ball out at midfield. Pearson, Meamber, and Holmes are now on that tackle.
So 1st and 10 for USC at the 47. And Salisbury, despite the rain, go to the air again for 14 yards. This is complete to Moore.
This was a very good throw on their part. You know, fortunately, I assume we heard a whistle. That wasn't a very good tackle. We had 5 guys around the ball carrier, and he comes out like that. But
the whistle did blow. Salisbury throwing to Moore to the outside. Did it surprise you they were throwing in that rain?
No, I think, you know, they threw in the 1st down. They just had to. They couldn't take the approach that the weather was going to stop their game plan. They just had to go out and execute.
That's Harper for 6, going to bring up 3rd and 4 now at the 33. The Trojans on the move at the Washington 33. Salisbury throws a little lateral and throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, he read a blitz and he was dumping off. But, you can see we've got linebackers coming up. We've got people in the gaps. And this is a lateral, so this is a big break for us. We lose 11 yards on that play.
So because he threw the ball backwards.
Yeah, as good as a sack.
4th and 15. Shanks the ball, Richardson does, out of bounds, but not too bad. Puts the ball at the 12-yard line.
No, that's good play on their part. If he'd kicked it in the end zone, it would have been out on the 20.
So 1st and 10 for Washington there. Jock Robinson starting the second half. He gets 6.
And we're back to that counter play that we had talked about. Maher and Brosey did a good job.
Jock has trouble getting up right here.
Now, this is where he had a sore foot for 3 or 4 weeks, and it looked like he sprained his ankle in addition to it. So he's got a couple of problems now with the foot.
2nd and 4 at the 18. Hines for 2 and takes a good hit.
Well, there's really not much there. He's got a couple of big guys right there waiting on him.
3rd and 2. Hines on the pitch, but this time he will get the 1st down.
That's a big play for us. We've got to get it out and get some field position. And Tony Roten made a very good block there.
Washington with the ball at their own 23. Pallor throwing to Danny Green. Incomplete. And that's a tough pass.
Well, you know, he had the interception early, and he knew he had to drop in over linebacker, and it just got a little bit too high. But the pattern was there. It was a good play. As we come back and fumble again, and Walt Hunt's defense, he's just not practiced in the last 3 weeks. And I think you got to go out and you got to take these hits during practice. You got to be in shoulder pads and get the contact. And so for 3 weeks, Walt's not had any during the week.
And because of the knees. I mean, he's really
well, he's had some swelling, and it keeps swelling up. It's not a serious knee, but and you've got to get the swelling down. It's a great play by Ron Holmes on the backside. He just, you know, he stops as many plays probably away from him as he does to it.
2nd and 10. Harper
there he
to
is
the
again.
left side.
He gets all the way over and gets a hand on it. Madsen and Hill actually make the tackle.
There, the ball at the Washington 20. 3rd and 6. Salisbury back to throw. Throws to the outside. It will be just on a great catch, complete to the 10.
Excellent execution by the Trojans there. We had man coverage underneath and the zone in behind. But now our defense is going to stiffen. There's J.C. Pearson comes up, and Harper takes an off-tackle play outside for 2 yards.
2nd and 8. Harper on a pitch to the outside. Oh, what a great play that was.
Now, this is Pearson again, but J.C. gets to make his play because Fred Small is so strong on that tight end. There's a good chance. There's Ron Holmes coming out. There's Small. He pushed the tight end back in the backfield. And boy, that's the best thing you can do against a tough sweep.
3rd and 9. Salisbury back to throw again. Goes over the middle, almost intercepted by J.C., and that might have been a touchdown.
Well, he had a little running room, and he was really going full speed. You know, we got pressure on him. We got a blitz. We lose contain on the outside. They chop Fred Small here, but see, when you try to go back in that middle, a lot of times you get in trouble with the pass.
He did that time. J.C.'s going to think about that one for a while.
Yeah, he could have had 3 interceptions for the day.
He could have.
A remarkable day.
Now, Green holds. Jordan to kick. Green drops the ball. Jordan's going to try to throw it, and it's going to be intercepted on the one, but he was ruled down. Back where the ball was
That's a good
down.
call by the official, I believe.
Now, he picks it up. Now,
down, it's
right there.
So it's a good alert call by the referee. And it's probably a better call for us because we'd had the ball on the 6-inch line.
That's right.
But it's good to get out of that drive. It's good to get out of the score because the score there puts them back in it.
A little of the weather, and your defense played very well. Pallure for 3.
Bootleg playing, the Trojans have got it covered.
2nd and 7 at the 19. Rick Fenney getting more playing time. This time for 3 yards.
And again, you know, we're trying to throw safe passes and run the ball a little bit. And this is just a throwaway by Steve. And again,
he was throwing to Brosey, was the only person out there.
Yeah, and that's good.
Says to Lutu. I don't know who was out there. I didn't see Lutu. 4th and 4 at the 22. Cleland, a 59-yard punt. Got a great bounce in the ball.
Well, this is why you have to field punts, and especially on AstroTurf. But it was a very good time for this 59, 60-yard field position because we needed it.
You need one right then. And you remind everybody, the score's still 10-0.
Yeah, and they just had a good drive, moved the ball in the third quarter better than they have in the first half. They come out with the bootleg, and it's incomplete.
2nd and 10 at the 20. Harper, left side, gets 4.
Madsen, Krakowski, and Lambert all in on the tackle.
But again, 3-4 yards, hold them to that. 3rd and 6. Harper again.
You got to like your chances on 3rd and 6, and of course Harper runs a little off-tackle play.
And only 3.
Hill and Holmes, good play.
4th. Now here comes the other play. Harper this time wide to the right side. He's only got a good play.
Now that's Hill and Holmes there.
So now it's 4th and 3 at the 27. Richardson to kick, a 44-yard kick, and watch what happens.
It's a middle return, and we just get some fine blocking. You know, everybody's got the man screen. Jimmy Rogers comes up right there, and now it's 1-on-1 to the kicker. And
the kicker didn't come up with the best effort, maybe.
Well, you know, kickers a lot of times don't get a lot of time tackling people.
Don't run them out. Here you get a look at it one more time. 71-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Just you know, it's a gigantic hole, and that means there's a lot of good blocking. Eric Moran in there, Albert Tofono.
Ooh, great hit right there.
Kenny Baldwin. That was Jimmy Rogers on that hit. And just a fine run. There's Kenny Baldwin coming back.
And Danny Green puts on a burst of speed, and he is just gone. You look around for flags at that time, don't you?
Yep,
Your coach on the sideline.
Always get back.
Check the field.
Screen the field.
Jager adds the extra point. And that was really, the crowd goes wild because Washington now leads by a score of 17-0, and that was all the scoring in the third quarter. Now that's make you feel good. Right then, big lift.
Well, yeah, that with the winds blowing and it's raining out and you get a lead, it just makes it more difficult to come back.
With 15 minutes to go, you feel pretty good right now. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. They're going to have to kick it away. Richardson, we're talking about, is punting the football. He gets off a 54-yarder right here. Danny Green's going to return it 7 yards. The Huskies now 15 minutes away from a win.
Well, this was the ball was well ahead of coverage, and Danny's got a choice. He can let it roll in the end zone if he wants. We have a 10-yard line rule, but we also tell him if the ball is out in front of coverage, if you want to go for the return, go ahead.
Hines for a couple. 2nd and 8 at the 16. Rick Fenney up the middle. He gets 2.
He's really just concentrating on holding on to football right now. You don't pick and slash as much as you might in a normal situation. We come up with a Statue of Liberty on third down play. The Trojans are ready for it. Hold it to a 4-yard gain, so they're going to punt.
4th and 2. Cleland, deep in his own area, is going to have to kick it away. 40-yarder. Haynes will return the ball 7 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for SC at the Trojan 45.
Excellent punt, though, into the boundary. It really restricts their opportunity to return the ball.
Salisbury throwing deep. Who's there?
Still trying to get J.C. Pearson, but he's back there. It's good coverage.
A little look at this now. You can see the rain and the wet. And our sideline cameraman, John Larsgaard, really doing a great job in very adverse weather conditions.
It's a good shot right here. You see what both players are doing.
Good play by J.C. Pearson.
Well, you got to get up. You got to time your jump.
2nd and 10 at the 45. You ever a defensive back, Don?
Yeah, I had to play defensive back when I was senior. Rules changed. We had to go both ways. Played it in high school. Yeah.
3rd and 3 at the 48. Spencer to the outside will get 8 and a 1st down at the Washington 40.
It's well blocked by SC. Pearson again makes a play.
1st and 10 at the 40. Salisbury picked off by J.C. Pearson.
Had to catch it 3 times, but finally got it. It's a 14-yard return, and Tony Slayton, their center, makes the tackle.
And personal foul against SC on the play, too. We'll add to it. Here you see it again. Salisbury throwing, and throws behind the man.
Way behind. It's no, right to JC.
And he did have to catch it 3 times,
I
didn't
think
he?
Jimmy Rogers may have even helped him. But JC, hang on. That's a great day for JC, coming back after an injury and a tough
And
game
not playing
against the
well
Bruins.
against UCLA, really, having some problems.
And if, you know, like I say, if he could have caught that other interception, that would have been a fantastic day. Anytime you can get 3 interceptions.
Oh, it's a big day.
Two's not bad.
Not bad. 1st and 10 now for Washington. The 47. Sterling Hines.
That's a different kind of trap play that we hadn't called, and I believe Matt Simons, the backfield coach, suggested this to Coach Stahl. Got good blocking. You just see fine blocks. Lutu, Mallory, Brosey, Ernest, they all had real solid blocks, and Sterling's out in that open field.
He's
Big
tough to bring down.
28-yard game.
So the Huskies move it to the SC 25. 1st and 10. Hines over the right side. He gets 5 more.
This is a sweep off the split backs, and Sterling breaks it off tackle. It's a good decision on his part.
2nd and 5. Rick Fenney straight ahead for 8.
Now, this is what Rick's going to be able to do for a career. You know, if he just keep working, he's got that kind of power, speed.
Well, you'll see it on the goal line.
Yeah, he can break tackles and carry people downfield.
Hines for no gain, so it's running up 2nd and 10 at the 12. And this time, Pallur is going to be forced out of bounds, and he's going to lose 4.
And again, Steve knows we don't want that. He doesn't want it either. I'm not sure he saw the guy coming from behind.
3rd and 14.
Great throw and a catch here, but we got another holding penalty.
I didn't think you'd get this ball in the end zone. They keep pushing it the wrong way.
Well, every time we got down here, it seemed like we were a snake bit.
3rd and 24 at the 26. Pallur up, does a good job scrambling here, and then throws to Danny Green. Pass interference.
There wasn't any question about the call there, but and this is, you know, why Steve will get sacked every now and then, because he has come up with so many big plays from his ability to scramble, and you know, you never know the eventual outcome. But this was just a good job of scrambling. He spotted David open in the end zone. Of course, they recognized it too. Now you can see the defensive back.
Oh, Stransky, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, just there's no question.
No.
That wasn't even close. I could have called that one right.
So it's 1st down for Washington. 1st and goal at the 1. Great second effort by Rick Fenney for the touchdown.
Yeah, nothing in the middle, but he just keeps his feet, keeps his balance, and
Keep
just
an eye on
rolls
30
outside.
right there. Now, looks like he stopped, right? Spins away. It's his first touchdown.
Yeah.
As a Husky.
Pretty good ball game to have it.
Certainly is. Jaeger will add the extra point. Washington 24, USC nothing. Now, at a time like this, 9 minutes to go, you begin to relax a little bit.
Yeah, we just have to have the bottom fall out for us to lose this ball game. I don't relax till it's over, but you know, it just the game now it's probably going to be played past defense. Don't get beat deep, and don't turn the ball over when we've got it. Just run the clock down. Good coverage there. White Knight Dominguez gets the tackle.
1st and 10 for SC. That was Spencer on the return. Spencer again, this time for 2. Ooh, good defensive play.
A fine play again by Ron Holmes. He spent a lot of time in their backfield.
2nd and 13 after a penalty against USC. Salisbury to Norman, incomplete. Rogers covering.
Ball was a little bit behind him, and then a real good hit by Jimmy Rogers.
3rd and 13.
Holmes again, you know, play running to their left, and Ron from the backside gets over and gets in on the tackle. 3-yard gain.
4th and 10 at the 17. Trojans kick it away. Danny Green with the football. Now watch. He's going to had the ball just ripped away from him, I think.
Yeah, it came out a little bit late. There's no excuse for fumbling it, but this is the thing you don't want to do. You don't want to just give them anything. It's supposed to be our ball, midfield. And
people in the purple jersey are supposed to have football right now.
And Danny now has just got to get in there and lock it up. He's got no place to go. Just lock it away. See, they're ripping. See, number 8 just
and they're just in there pulling it out. Yeah.
And they get it out, and you know, alert officials would probably whistle that ball dead, which is probably what it was.
Yeah. They give it to SC. Trojans have it. 1st and 10 at midfield. Time running out in the ball game. Salisbury under pressure. Good defensive play again. Scrambles to the outside.
He makes us miss a little bit, but we're going to get him. We're going to finally get him for a 2-yard loss. Madsen's finally going to get it. But
now watch this.
Had some shots at him. He's a big, strong quarterback. He's 6'5", 6'5 and a half.
He gets away right there. Breaks to the outside. Now you're going to see, was that Holmes coming up here in just a minute?
Yeah, Ron's going to get another shot at him. And
right there. Spins him around.
Lynn says, well, I'll get him.
Yeah. He got me by me one time, not the second time. Madsen comes over, makes the play. 2nd and 12 at the 48 now. Salisbury. Ooh.
Delayed route that really was read well by Tim Amber. That's what you'd like. Get your 10-yard drop, read the play, and get up, and if anything, hold it to a 5-yard gain.
3rd and 12.
Some games you get that done, some days you don't.
That must be 90.
Another great play by you-know-who.
Yes.
Ron just had a fantastic day. He made it a real tough day for their tackle. I'm not going to mention his name.
No, we won't say who that was, but you look at a roster on number 70.
Everybody in the Northwest knows who it is.
Knows exactly who it was. One time he even thought about coming to Washington. 4th and 21. The kick, a 51-yarder, will roll dead, as you see, back deep in Washington territory.
So we put Mo Hill back there and told him not to catch the punt. Again, we've got the ball. There's no sense in fooling around losing it.
He declined a penalty there. 1st and 10. Hines, he'll get 6.
Get 6. Mallory, Finney, and Michaels had good blocks.
2nd and 4 at the 19. Hines, the right side. Just looking at the clock and letting it tick away right now.
Now we've got a 3rd and 1, and we have a little exchange problem here. Steve loses the ball right there. Again, these are the things you don't want to do when you're protecting a game, and unfortunately he fell on it, but it cost us 1st down. We're going to punt it away.
Ooh, pretty good rush. Cleveland, a 34-yard kick.
And again, into that boundary where they're not going to get a return.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 46. Salisbury. Norman, good for 19 yards.
Now we got our backup players in, and it's like we always tell them, we're going to put you out there. If you want to play, you better play good.
Or the other people are going to be right back in.
Yep.
Another pass complete to Norman for 11.
This is only because they blew the coverage. We had 7 guys playing zone, 1 guy playing man, and of course his zone was wide open.
If you notice, the first-team defense is back in the ballgame right now.
Yeah, they want to protect the shutout, and we have a little gimmick. If we don't win the 4th quarter, they have to double their sprints. That means 2,100-yard sprints, and they don't want to lose the 4th quarter very often.
No wonder they play so hard.
We lost it last week, and
they want to do it again.
It's not a lot of fun going out there and running those hundreds. And so here we get just a very good hit by J.C. Pearson right there. Gets the ball out.
Holding against USC. 3rd and 19 at the 33. Salisbury to throw again. And he'll throw into some traffic. And quick interception by Albritton here.
Yeah, we were man underneath coverage, and Vince was in behind in his zone. But we are penalized, and it's a good call. We have a defensive player that pushes the receiver right there, pushes him down, and it's illegal to push him on the side of the back. You can protect yourself. That's the only reason why you're allowed to push him, because you're allowed to protect yourself if he's going to block you. And so that's an infraction on us, so we lose the interception.
Great interception by Vince Albritton. A good play on the ball. So SC keeps it now. 1st and 10. They have it at the Washington 28. And that defense, they get a little antsy here. I mean, they get a little worried. They may lose this shutout. Salisbury going to be sacked by Stuart Hill.
It's a 4-yard loss, and again, if you can take him backwards, it really helps make the defense a little easier. Plus, it lengthens any field goal.
Stuart Hill gets him from the back, as you'll see. That's number 46. It's so wet out there right now and cold. 2nd and 14 at the 32. Salisbury throwing to Norman. Down low, incomplete. So
skipped in, incomplete, so 3rd and 14.
Salisbury's going to throw it one more time. And this will be complete for 5 yards. So 4th and 9 at the 27. Jordan's going to attempt a 44-yard field goal. Were you surprised they attempted the field goal here? It will be no good to the right, if you didn't see the game yesterday. So they preserved the shutout. Washington wins at 24-0. Now, question I have. Are you surprised they did that?
I was, just only because I would think in terms of what would I do in a similar situation, and I would have elected probably to throw the ball and get something on the scoreboard.
Now, you didn't see the smile on his face, but he had to be a happy man. You're back on top in the Rose Bowl race and your 100th career win and so forth, but you look like you're going to the locker room just to get out of the wet.
Well, I had about 3 meetings to go to, and so I was probably trying to collect my thoughts as to, what I would say to the players and what I'd say to the press and then the 5th quarter.
What did you say to the players afterwards?
Oh, it's just it's been the same thing basically. It's congratulations on another great win, and congratulations on coming back with playing with pain and injury and attacking, competing well, and then that we still have another game left. That we haven't done anything yet.
Oh, we'll talk with the players in the locker room right after this and talk about that one game left in just a players. This is what they had to say about the win over SC. Listen.
We knew that if we played hard, physical ball for 60 minutes and had a lot of fun and played loose and played up to our capabilities, we'd come out in the winning end.
I was a little pumped up before the game, and our whole team, we were ready to play this one and against an excellent football team.
When you broke it for that touchdown on the punt return, there's nobody going to stop you.
Oh, no. I had one guy to beat, and I just outran him. I outran him for the end zone.
How about that play just before the half?
Well, we caught him in the zone coverage, and I stepped back into the ball because he could have picked it off, and I just stepped back into the ball and then just cut across the grain and went in the end zone.
It was fun.
Hey, it's beautiful. It's beautiful when you can beat a USC.
Didn't really go into it thinking shutout. I figured maybe something like what happened last week in the fourth quarter, they might come back on us a little bit. But I expected the victory, but I didn't expect 24-0.
Well, from what I've heard, they haven't been shut out in like 163 games. We didn't think we'd shut them out, but Coach Lambright came up and all the defensive coaches came up with a great defensive game plan, and it worked to perfection.
Toward the end of the third quarter, Timmy and all of us got together. We said, hey, we got a shutout going here, and especially when they slipped, that field goal slipped away from them and stuff, and we thought that we had a chance, and that was an extra emotional kick and stuff. We started going for that.
You played in big games, but this has to be one of the biggest.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest for me because, you know, that I started and I can't be a part of. You know, it's a big game anytime you can play an SC team.
For somebody who's been hobbling around all week long and missed last week, you came in and played super game.
Well, I just came in. I had to do the best I could. It was still really sore, you know, and at the beginning of the ball game, it felt all right, and then it kind of got twisted up a little bit in the first quarter, and it was really sore, and I let the coaches know, and they just told me I had to suck it up, and I tried to suck it up.
I'll tell you, it was fun out there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. It was great. I loved it. Every minute of it. It was great.
JC, the Husky fans did too. 186 games. USC hadn't been shut out in until last Saturday, yesterday, against Washington, 24-0. We'll be back, talk about the Cougars right after this. Look at the games from yesterday. Scores in the Pac-10 yesterday. Here's what happened. Washington State over California, 16-6. They won 4 in a row now, Don.
Really playing well.
Oregon over Stanford, as you see, also in the Pac-10 yesterday. Here's what happened. Arizona State over Oregon State last night. And Arizona, that big win over UCLA. And, oh, you can thank the Arizona Wildcats. Pac-10, it looks like this right now. Washington 5-1. They play Washington State, which is 4-3. Huskies win. They go to the Rose Bowl. It is as simple as that. It comes down to one final game. Don, what are your feelings now about the Cougars? As I mentioned, they've won 4 in a row and playing well.
Yeah, well, they're playing well on both sides of the ball. Ricky Turner has given them a great spark on offense. A running back named Porter has just had 4 or 5 excellent games, and you know, they've got good defensive people, good defensive linemen, and they're a solid football team right now.
Will you remind your team about what happened last year? I mean, how much do you use something like that psychologically to get ready?
Well, you know, a lot of people in the media seem to talk about revenge factors, and games this year are not won on what happened last year. They're won on what happens this year. And we've got to get ready to play a game. You know, they're not won in the media. They're not won in the locker room. They're won out in the field. And we've just got to get prepared to attack and play, you know, their offense and their defensive schemes and get concerned about that and leave all the other things out for somebody else to worry about.
Ricky Turner poses some problems, though. He runs that offense very well right now, and it's difficult to stop, as they did last year against you.
Well, you know, he gives them that additional threat, that running threat out of the third back in the backfield, which a lot of teams don't have. They've obviously got a couple good running backs, but to have a quarterback that can do what Ricky does and also have the option to tack in and give him that availability, it just makes it a lot more difficult for the defense.
Quickly now, difference playing them here in Washington, in Husky Stadium?
Well, you know, again, we just don't have to pack up and go on the road. I think where it really helps you with special teams. It helps you with all those injured players. You know, last week, for instance, we had 60 or 70 players that we couldn't have gotten ready if we'd have been on the road.
Washington State next week. For Don James, I'm Bruce King. Good afternoon. Husky football.